Welcome to what many call the original Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina, where the crowd is rocking in anticipation of the showdown we have in store. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the West Virginia Mountaineers, taking on the 25th ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the West Virginia Mountaineers offense takes the field to start this game off. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
The Mountaineers will hustle to the line. To the air, it's Casey. Fakes the grab on the left.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch them because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Mountaineers! And once he got loose, it was all over.
And I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. There was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished things off with a scoring toss from the 33. A fair catch called for and made. So the Clemson Tigers offense has its first opportunity of the day. And you want to talk about dudes who can bring the heat off the edge, David? Both of these teams have somebody that can do just that.
Man, so much fun. They get off the rock and they get in the backfield and get to quarterbacks. Make them feel uncomfortable, get them to the ground. These guys change the way offenses are playing the game.
These offensive
afterburners coming. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam. The defense finally got him.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here's the handoff. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line.
And you can feel it. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. 1st down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and force a tackle for a loss.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. Got some room into the goal line. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Tiger.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Lining up for the PAT. And it's up and good. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll... Bring it to the 25. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Getting some heat. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Looking to pass, it's Casey. Quickly out to the tight end. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the 1st down. They have it at the 36.
And the defense brought the blitz on 3rd down, trying to see if they could rattle the quarterback. But how about the poise? He knew where his answer was. He didn't panic or freak out. He just went through his progressions, picked up the 1st, and we got a fresh set of downs.
Good timing on the quick out. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. And the Mountaineers are in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man by himself. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get 1st downs, and ultimately get some points.
Got his man in the middle. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Here comes 3rd and short from the 27. This defense trying to make them settle for a field goal. They'll try to get it through the air. starting to feel a little pressure. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. So close to cashing it in for this offense. They'll throw it on first down. Scrambling away. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, West Virginia. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Iowa State needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with that crowd there in Ames behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Penn State.
Looking to move it through the air.
For now, it's back to you fellows, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll line up for a second down play. Give to the running back. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Really nice run there. This guy's so exciting to watch when he's out in the open field. Kind of reminds me of old Clemson greats like C.J. Spiller and Travis Etienne. When they got into the second level, you just held your breath because you thought there was a chance they could break it off for a touchdown. This guy has that same dynamic playmaking ability.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Right back to the well. And he's able to pick up a few yards as we reach the end of the first quarter. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and West Virginia has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the second. After the good pickup on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. Quick pass on the jet motion. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Quarterback checking off. Dialing up a second down pass play. And he's down after the short completion. He did not make it to the first down marker. Clemson jumps to the line. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his big tight end. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
And had they not picked up that first down, it would have been decision time for the head coach, right? You're kind of in no man's land on the fridge. Are you trying a long field goal? Are you going for it on 4th down? But because of the execution there and the nice throw, let's keep this drive going. Let's see if we can get 6.
They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep 3rd downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll go with a direct snap. Picks up the first down. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge game? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you. You're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Now on 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. He's got it. They will score. Touchdown, Clemson. That was an absolute sledgehammer of a drive, just taking the air out of the ball.
And it's hard when you run that many plays not to make a mistake and throw an interception or get penalties and put you in a bad spot. But the offense just strung play after play after play together and got in the end zone.
And the point after is good. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. West Virginia has it back ready to dive into that playbook. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. They're trying to get to it, using the back as a receiver on the screen. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. To the air, it's Casey. Gets it out quickly. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Mountaineers come to the line with a new set of downs. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Now on 1st down from the 30. He's going to pass. Unloads to the right. He's got it. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. And the Mountaineers want to crank the tempo. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. The Mountaineers are moving quickly down the field. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Fires to the tight end. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. Finds his target down the middle. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a first at the 29. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield, it's Casey. Quickly complete. And that's where they'll mark him, but a very productive play, and they'll move the chains.
And that play just shows you this quarterback trusts his wide receiver because he knows that route has to be adjusted to get beyond the first down marker. These two right now really on the same page.
From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The corners are walked up tight. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Touchdown, Mountaineers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game.
And that pass is intercepted. Dances away again. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
Short fields make successful offenses just what they want here. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Now he's going to break the pocket. This time they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that first down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Back to pass, it's Casey. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it on the move. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. But a little time, lets it go. Into the house. Touchdown, Mountaineers!
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Liberty is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out of it. Not after the way this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to U10. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything. He unleashes a long one. And he makes the catch inside the 20. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. West Virginia has it and the offense ready to go to work. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with the young fellow on the sidelines. Be like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. He'll keep it himself. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
Ooh, I like that option play. I'd keep running that too because it's obvious. The defense right now is really keying in on this running back. That was a big point of emphasis for them all week long in practice, and it's opening up holes now for the quarterback to run.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Mountaineers will kick it off to start the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. And I say that because they had a lot of success, but they're still losing because the defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
And it's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it.
He's got it down the right side. Can anyone catch him? And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Tiger.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
What great discipline showed by the defense. When your job's contained, you're supposed to contain the football, not let your eyes deceive you. Ball starts to go away. Your job is to still contain the backside. Great job staying disciplined. Great win for the defense.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Back to throw, it's Casey. Good route on the comeback, and he makes the catch. And he's wrestled to the ground. The Mountaineers racing to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Caught near the sticks. It's Potts. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on 3rd down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. From the red zone, looking for a space. Oh, he had it right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they missed an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Unloads quickly. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. 3rd down, and this crowd is tearing the lid off this place. From the gun, wants to pass. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
No good. And here in the third quarter, it is still a tie ball game. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
You got to think they'll try to muscle their way forward on third and short from the 29. Touch pass on the run. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage before he was stopped, but using the running back in the short passing game gives him a first down.
Think about when you hit those guys on the move, man. He's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that when you're looking for the first down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Snap it to the back. Wrestled down at the 43 after getting 5.
It's a nice run there to get the first down. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with the stable of backs and the weapons this offense has. A lot of different guys can touch the football in a variety of ways, but they've been running it very, very well in this game so far.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Leaves it with the running back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback, stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it. He gets downhill just enough, and he gets the first down.
It's a good job, too, there on third down by the offense because a major statistic in football in terms of winning and losing is how good are you at staying on the field, keeping drives alive. Whether it's third and long or third and inches, you just have to go execute. They do it.
Tackle is made after the first down.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
And that play is essentially like a jet sweep, right? This offense is going to run the football conventionally. They'll do it between the tackles. They'll do it outside. But there's a lot of different creative ways they can get their playmakers the football in the running game. And I think that was an example of what you saw right there.
Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22. Here we go. Third down and 1. Let's see what you're made of. Direct snap. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Clemson is quick to the line. They'll go with a direct snap. They get him on the ground. A 6-yard run in the red zone down to the 11.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves into position to win.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The give to the back. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
I think you run that play so you stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. 3rd and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good 3rd down.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Guys, this is the kind of finish we hope for. Tie game. Offense with a chance to grab the lead in the waning moments. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. Running back looking for the end zone to the left. Touchdown, Clemson! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
What a great game, tied late in the ballgame. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score's tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. West Virginia has it in the offense ready to go to work. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced this situation before.
No doubt. Use the sidelines. They're your friend. I don't have to take deep shots, throw beyond the first down marker so I can stop that clock for a little bit and possibly use my timeouts.
Comes out throwing on first down. Got a man. It's Potts. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. He spikes it, clock stops as they try to rally late. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. To the air, it's Casey. Spits it out to the back. He makes the grab. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. He's going to take off. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. To the air on first down. Coming after it. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Got the quick pass. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Makes a grab enough for the first. And not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, Dave.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.